Hello, and welcome to Faith in the Streets with Faith in the Streets. Can I have your name?
I'm Bella.
Bella, thank you. They're actually my first guest for tonight, so thank you for being on my show. What's one conspiracy theory you 100% believe?
I don't even think it's more like a conspiracy theory. I think I'm mental health. The fact that mental health is not taken care of and not taken care of seriously. The way that I see it is I think us as people, we're purposely being segregated, and that's not right. I was raised Mormon, which is
Ew.
no, I was raised Mormon, and I do have like my beliefs, and I do have morals, and I have, you know, a right and a wrong. We all need to learn how to love thy neighbor. Just love the people around you.
Period.
Show people compassion.
And they don't want us to do that, and that's the conspiracy theory.
It doesn't matter your race. It doesn't matter the way you look, the size of your body. We're all segregated in one way or another, and that's exactly what they want.
Is there anything that you would like to plug or tag?
So my handle is Unicorn Fartwork. That's my homie Natisse. This is most of her work, and this is most of my work.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely and faithful day. Okay, how old are you? Like 23?
I am actually 27.
That's crazy. You don't look a day over like maybe. I feel like you could have been like 19 or 20.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Okay, wait. I have to actually ask like real questions though. Okay, this is a question I asked earlier, but do you believe in soulmates?
I do. And I think that you can have more than one. I think about my platonic friendships, like with my girlfriends, and I definitely know that they are like different forms of soulmates that I've had in my life. I don't think they have to just exist in the, like romantic realm.
Do you think that soulmates are something that can be chosen?
Oh, you absolutely choose the love in your life.
Oh, you choose the love in your life, folks. On the topic of soulmates, what was like the last thing you learned from your last romance?
I would just say, like, I think as women, we tend to hold back because we don't want to, like, feel like too much. But, like, you should just give it everything. Like, you should be all of those things. You should ask all of your questions. You should be as direct and as forthcoming in terms of, like, what your intentions are, because the right people are going to, like, meet you where you're at. And so I welcome that fullness and that transparency, and I feel like sometimes we hold that back because we don't want to seem like too much, but you should absolutely be the most.
So I've been homeless. I'm not right now, thankfully, but I was for 2 total years. And I would sing. The object was to make music every single day. So I would sing, and I would also, I don't know if you caught any of the hand whistling. I'm not gonna do it right into the mic, but so I play my hands too, and I like to just consider it like singing with your hands. Honest to God, like, I'm just thankful to be able to be out here and be able to do this. That's why I don't collect money or anything like that. I don't even, not necessarily, not to be not to be awkward or anything, but I'm not even necessarily looking for attention. So like, when people walk up to me and stuff, I ignore them. I'm just looking down on the ground and stuff. So I come from humble beginnings. It was like sitting outside of Walmarts and shit with a hat, because I was just out there, you know what I mean? I wanted to make $5 so I could buy some groceries or something.
During that experience, what was something that you learned about human nature that you feel like most people don't see or don't know?
That's a great question. I learned that there is still a lot of generosity in this world, even though at times like things can seem pretty dark and whatnot. I know that we all kind of have times where it's just, it seems dimly lit sometimes, this life, you know what I mean? But like, there are a lot of people that want to give. It's just that they don't, oftentimes we don't really know how to do it that much anymore, or there's just not enough opportunity. Like, everybody's very busy, everybody's kind of walking around and everything in their own little world, and even if you wanted to do a small act of kindness for somebody, it's like, what do you do? Like, there's not that many opportunities almost to do it. So, but there are a lot of generous people, and that's what I learned, because they kept me fed and everything. Like, I would always get money. I thought I was a complete idiot. I had very low self-esteem. I thought everything I was doing sounded like shit, but I put myself in a position where I had to do it.
Do you think generosity is something easier to give than it is like people appreciate it more than it is given?
I think sometimes it can definitely be easier to give than to accept the kindness. A lot of the time, what we give to one another is just like a provision. In other words, we provided something, which is great and everything, but I mean, you know, I guess what I'm getting at here is that the alternative is that we could kind of teach somebody something or show somebody something that might actually like stick with them. You heard this: give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. But again, it's like, where are the opportunities? And by the way, it's not like people are out here asking for help or anything, even though we all could probably use a little bit of guidance in our lives at times. You know,
Something I'm battling with right now is trying to figure out, I want to do good things and I want to figure out how to be a good person and make all those things, but I do feel like there aren't a lot of examples and like,
that's another thing. Not enough role models of doing good out there, it seems like. People can be pretty quick to make a judgment and then kind of like turn their back on people. You know, like you run into somebody who you completely disagree with or whatever, you say, oh, that's the enemy or something. You know, to me, I found that the less you judge in this life, especially in my time homeless and everything, I felt like I was judged all the time. I found that like the less that you judge people, the more you just can listen and just like we're doing now, we're having a dialogue, which is cool. And for what it's worth, I feel like you're promoting some good into the world right now just by doing this.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Do you believe in soulmates?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean by soulmate?
What do you mean by soulmate?
I believe that you got to find the right person for you that you'll get along with. At the same time, I don't believe there is only one person in the whole world. There's just too many billions of people.
Do you think they come and go? Like maybe you're supposed to be with someone for a certain amount of time and then it ends, or?
That's a tough one because I've been in that situation. I would hope that it would be a lifetime experience, but a relationship. But I do see people changing and evolving over time, and people do tend to can go in different directions. And it can just disappear and fall apart.
What was something that you learned from that experience of just being with someone that you thought you would be with for a really long, like potentially forever, and then that no longer working out?
Well, like I said, everybody evolves over time, and you can't always control that evolution. There's just too many other factors involved in growing, and because of that, again, you and your soulmate may go in different directions.
What's a piece of advice that you would give to someone who's in that situation right now, who's like no longer with their soulmate that they thought they would be with?
I think that is something that you just have to suffer through, and the time will allow you to move on at some point if you are willing to look for opportunities to grow and evolve. But if you get hung up on your position in life as if it were a bad position, you could get stuck in a bad position for life.
Do you think that suffering all the suffering is worth it in the end, even knowing that it'll end the way that it will?
Yeah, you haven't asked me, and I appreciate that you haven't asked me. I am religious, and I do believe that there is a purpose for everything in life, and that ultimately, even if we suffer a lot, that we will get our just rewards.
Well, thank you so much, Steve. Is there any last words or things that you would like to promote or tag?
Nope.
Okay. You have a lovely night. Okay, this is my twin. Oh my God. Okay, I just read. This is Corey.
Hi, friends.
Corey, what is a color that describes you best?
I would say,
I like how you took the mic.
yeah,
You took
I
the
need
mic
that.
from me.
I would say black. People say that black is not a color, but I disagree. It's like black is everywhere around you if you're looking for it. And I feel like, you feel me, like I have a kind of like a dark aesthetic, and I feel like black just encapsulates me. Like black is the absence of color. You know, it encapsulates all color. I can't be boxed into like red, yellow, green, blue. Like I'm all of them into one.
If you were to meet the 13-year-old version of your mom,
Of my mom?
yeah,
Whoa.
what would you meet? What would you tell her? Or-
My mom had such a rough childhood. Like, her mom had a lot of issues mentally, and they didn't even know because they were like in Nigeria. So it's like, what do you know about that? You feel me? So I would tell her, like, stay strong. Like, shit gets better for real. Like, my mom, she's been through so much. She feels like she has to put like a shell around her. And it's like, you don't have to do all that, you know? Like, it's okay to be vulnerable with yourself and also with your kids, because I feel like sometimes it's not easy for her to be vulnerable, but it's like, girl, I'm telling you from the life experience, it's okay. Like, it's okay to break down, it's okay to cry, it's okay to let it out. Like, you've been through some shit, but just know that on the other side, the grass really is greener. And that's what I would tell her.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thank you for
Thank you for. I'm so happy that we ran into each other. It was just so
Yeah,
beautiful.
close up.
Actually, do you want to be in my outro?
Yes, oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you everybody for watching. This is actually my first interview, like street session that I've done, and I think it went really well. I hope that I can do it again sometime soon. And I think that this is Faith on the Streets with Faith in the Streets.
Faith on
Signing
the street.
out.
Come on now. Peace, love, happiness.